I thought I knew a lot about LEGO Star Wars, but I was today years old when I found out that this Jar Jar Binks was the first LEGO minifigure to have a special sculpted piece for his head. Today, I'm conducting extensive research in order to find the most interesting LEGO Star Wars facts, and my goal is to make you scratch your head and say,
huh, never knew that about LEGO Star Wars.
For the first one, I'll do an easy one for you. Star Wars was actually LEGO's first licensed theme, along with Winnie the Pooh. It was between the late 90s and early 2000s, and the LEGO group was not in a great spot financially. But their sales started to spike once the first line of Star Wars sets hit shelves in 1999, which means the Star Wars theme very well could have been what saved LEGO from going bankrupt. The LEGO Star Wars theme was originally only supposed to last until 2008, but due to both the immense success of the theme and also the release of the Star Wars The Clone Wars TV show in 2008, the theme is still going strong and has no plans of stopping anytime soon. The first LEGO Star Wars set ever made was this extremely rare promo set of Luke vs. Darth Vader that was handed out at the 1999 New York Toy Fair. In 2005, LEGO made 5 Star Wars minifigures with lightsabers that actually lit up when you pressed on their heads.
Life, death, life, death, life, death!
These minifigures included Anakin, Obi-Wan, Mace Windu, Luminara Unduli, and Darth Vader. This was probably the coolest thing LEGO has ever done with minifigures, but they stopped including them in sets because the batteries only lasted for 3 hours and it was a real pain to change them out. By 2006, all these sets were retired except for the Clone Turbo Tank set, which was reissued with a non-light-up version of Mace Windu. A couple of LEGO Star Wars sets were just straight up re-released. The 7140 X-Wing released in 1999 and then hit shelves again in 2002, this time as set number 7142. The 1999 set contained 266 pieces and the 2002 version contained 267 pieces. I looked through the instructions for both sets and still have no clue where the extra piece came from. Similarly, the 7150 TIE Fighter and Y-Wing set originally released in 1999, and LEGO released the exact same set in 2002.
Who's up for round 2?
This time under set number 7152. And LEGO put this set back on shelves for a third time in 2004 under set number 7262. This version had a complete redesign of the TIE Advanced, but the Y-Wing was exactly the same. Before a LEGO model becomes an actual set, it has to go through a series of tests. One of them being a heat test. They put each LEGO set into an oven at 140 degrees for 4 hours. That's right, this is apparently equivalent to the same amount of stress a LEGO set would go through after a year in front of a window with direct sunlight.
And noticeable hold, bulb, bulb.
But the UCS Millennium Falcon from 2007 was too big for their oven, so they had to use a sauna at a local swimming pool to conduct the heat test. Speaking of the UCS Millennium Falcons, each version of the UCS Millennium Falcon was the largest LEGO set at the time of its release. The 2007 version came in at 5,197 pieces, and the 2017 version contained 7,541 pieces. Also, if you were one of the first to order the 2007 UCS Falcon on LEGO.com, you got an official certificate of authenticity. And they did something similar with the 2017 version where you got a limited edition black VIP card if you were one of the first to buy it. This has nothing to do with LEGO Star Wars specifically, but I just went down a rabbit hole and found out that in addition to the heat test, there's also something called the butter test. Whenever new LEGO piece molds are made or two pieces are connected in a new way, they cover the joints in butter, which is supposed to replicate the sweat on people's fingers when they touch the plastic.
I can't even get these apart now.
If cracks appear in 24 hours, it means there's too much tension on the bricks and they have to think of another way to connect the pieces. In 2013, LEGO also built a life-size model of the 2012 X-Wing set and displayed it in Times Square in New York to celebrate the launch of the brand new Yoda Chronicles TV show. To this day, it's the largest LEGO model ever built with over 5 million pieces.
In 2012, LEGO released a Jabba's Palace set, which caused quite a bit of controversy. There was an entire NBC article about it, which said, "A Turkish cultural center in Austria has stirred up an international tiff over a Star Wars LEGO toy. Specifically, a model of Jabba the Hutt's domed palace that the Turks say looks too much like Istanbul's sacred Hagia Sophia monument." LEGO ended up responding to these complaints, saying, and I quote, "The model in question is not based on any real building, rather depicts a fictional scene of Jabba's palace on the planet Tatooine from Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope."
I think you mean episode 6.
In the end, nothing really ended up happening. The 7516 Jabba's Palace set still had a normal 18-month shelf life and retired in 2013. We have never seen an episode 3 version of Padme. We've gotten plenty of episode 1 versions, a couple of Clone Wars versions, and only one Attack of the Clones version. But to this day, we have not gotten a single version of Padme from Revenge of the Sith.
Dual molding is the process of combining two different colors of plastic into one solid piece, and is typically preferred over printing, especially when it comes to the minifigure legs. This is because the dual mold of the plastic goes around the entirety of the minifigure as opposed to printing, which is normally just on the front of minifigure legs.
The only Star Wars minifigures that have dual molded legs are Han Solo from Betrayal at Cloud City, the Imperial Officer from the UCS Star Destroyer, General Veers from the UCS AT-AT, C-3PO from the UCS Luke's Landspeeder, and Admiral Yularen from the UCS Venator. Captain Rex's CT number is 7567,
And the 2008 ATTE set number is 7675, and was the first set to come with a Captain Rex minifigure.
At first, I thought there was already a set with number 7567, and they just tried to get as close as they could with the ATTE set number,
But there was actually a random LEGO City set that released a year later in 2009 that was set number 7567.
both the 10178 motorized AT-AT from 2007 and the 75054 AT-AT from 2014 have the exact same number of pieces. Both models consist of 1,137 LEGO elements. Ewoks and Yoda were the first LEGO minifigures to have short legs.
You're shorter than I expected.
Until then, LEGO never really had a reason to make different sized legs, but now we have short legs, mid-sized legs, and even extra tall legs that were made for Woody from Toy Story. Luke Skywalker has the most appearances in LEGO Star Wars sets. He's been in 74 different LEGO sets at the time of recording this video. There are some other characters that come close though. Battle droids have been in 66 different sets, Stormtroopers have been in 55 different sets, R2-D2 has been in 52 sets, and Han Solo has been in 49 sets. There are 47 unique variations of the Luke Skywalker minifigure. That's a lot. Zam Wessel was the first LEGO minifigure to have a double-sided face print. LEGO wanted to replicate how Zam Wessel's face changes in the movie, which sparked the idea for a double-sided face print, which is now pretty much the standard for all LEGO minifigures today.
Kit Fisto was the first Star Wars minifigure to have a squishy rubber piece for his head. Other minifigures that have this same type of rubbery material are Plo Koon and Yoda.
Boba Fett from the infamous 10123 Cloud City set was the first ever LEGO minifigure to get arm printing. The cockpit windscreen piece used in the 7191 UCS X-Wing is actually based on the mold for a 4.5 volt battery box used for a LEGO train. The exact piece on Bricklink is called the electric motor 4.5 volt 17x6x5 with switch, and if you look at it, it's the exact same dimensions for the UCS X-Wing cockpit piece to fit directly on top of it. The first new male hairpiece was designed for Qui-Gon Jinn in 1999. Before then, it was just the same old generic male hairpiece we all know and love.
The LEGO Star Wars set with the most minifigures is the 75159 Death Star from 2016. It contains 27 minifigures, which is just 3 more than its predecessor in 2008.
I don't know about you, but I find LEGO prototypes so fascinating. In this LEGO Star Wars visual dictionary, you can see the prototype set of a UT-AT that was never released, and even this sick George Lucas prototype minifigure. 50 of those were made, and one was even given to George Lucas himself. I think it's pretty wild that even when you think you know a lot about something, there's always more you can learn. If you found this video interesting, be sure to give it a like. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.
Peace out.
You should watch another video. YouTube thinks you'd like this one.